Hello, Anna.
ఓకే. హలో. హలో. హలో.
Bye.
ఓకే. మాట
Sound
పుట్టింది.
mute లో.
ఓకే. ఓకే. Functions are used to call the reusable statements in the program. So if we want to call in certain statements again and again in the program, then we will go for the functions. Function name, and also statements is the place where we can able to call
హలో
the.
హలో హలో అన్న.
Hello. చెప్పండి.
నిన్న యూట్యూబ్ లో 6-7 పార్ట్ పెట్టినాను.
6-7. ఓకే, నేను చూస్తాను. అది ఐ థింక్ ఇట్ షుడ్ బి 8 కూడా అయిపోయింది కదా నిన్న. 8 కూడా 7 దాకా వెళ్ళిందే. ఇక్కడ దాకా వచ్చాము. ఎక్కడ దాకా రాసుకున్నారు
అంటే
మీరు?
దీని వరకు
మీరు వీడియో చూసారా మీరు? 7.
చూశాను.
సో ఆబ్జెక్ట్ is like is a combination of key value pairs. It is enclosed with the square brackets, and objects can have multiple keys and multiple values. Okay, each key in object will have its own value. Suppose if we have any value key, and every key will have its own value. A object can be a value of key can be array, object, value, or string. Okay, so like this, it can be an array, it can be an object, it can be a number also. Okay, so like this, it can be an object. Value can have any of this. Okay, so I have created here one constant object equal to empty object. So how to give the data for this object is, we can use like object dot name, that is nothing but some value as some ram. And object dot location I can give here as like Bangalore. And name dot, then we will get, if I display this object, I will get name as Ram and location as Bangalore. Okay, like this we can assign just like an variable for object dot key actually. Whatever these are, this name and location are actually keys. Values are Ram and also Bangalore. Suppose if the person tried to get this RAM, how to get the RAM is object dot name. If he access, he will get the value. If he want to get the value of Bangalore, how can he access the value of Bangalore is object dot location. Then he will get the Bangalore. Okay, so here if I go for object dot location, it will display for me actually Bangalore. Okay, so yeah, let me show you here. This is like 4th and 8. So this one is like name location Bangalore, name is Ram. Okay, and object dot location, that will go for the Bangalore. And let person is equal to e number, e name, and location. E number is 101, and yeah, this so yeah, here we have this person object which is having 4 keys and 4 values: e number 101, e name John, location Bangalore. So how to access this object means, through the for loop we can access it. Even we discussed about this in the arrays also. If you remember, we went for the arrays, and we have done the same with the arrays, how to access the object. So like this, like with the for in mechanism, through this mechanism, we can able to access the object. So here I have person of e name of e number, means what I will get is, I will get value, that is 101. And person of this I is there. Now I is nothing but actually the key. Okay, what was always this I will mention, that will mention the key actually. Okay, I okay. So here this is nothing but a key, and this is nothing but the value. Okay, and I am ending here. Just go to the console.log. I am giving some iteration ended. Okay, so if you see here, every time key I have e number, value I have 101, can iteration ended. Again, next time it will go, and now it will go for the e name and John. E name and value is John, iteration ended. Next is like key location, it is nothing but Bangalore, and iteration ended. Like that, it will go and execute each and every entry from the object, and it will display. Okay, so always this value is actually object of key, is nothing but the value. Object name of key is equal to value. Okay, is equal to value. Okay, so yeah, it is like that. And also, if how to find only keys in the object is like, so this is the person object that already we have above. So if you want to find out only the keys in the object, in that case object dot keys of person, we will get the result as e number, e name, and location. So that and all we will get in the format of an array. Okay, so what will be the result here? Object dot keys, this is capital O, then only we will get dot keys of the person, where I am assigning to one variable keys. So these keys I can able to find here as an array. So if I want to find the only values of the particular object, then I can go for object dot values person. It will return me 101 John Bangalore. Okay. So next is like to convert an object to string. So we can convert an object to string with JSON dot stringify. So JSON dot stringify is a JavaScript method. JSON and stringify both are keywords of the JavaScript, where it is converting the person object to a string. So it will display to us the object in the string format. Earlier, if you see, the object is actually in the format of an general key and value page where we can able to access them. But if you see the string, we can't able to access them since it is converted to the string. Okay. So now I have JSON.parse, where I have actually here, see here JSON.parse. I have here here actually the same thing. What this JSON.parse will do, the JSON.parse, it will convert the stringified object to the object. So it will, whatever the stringified object is there here. So if I revert it, if I want to revert it back to the object, in that case I can go for JSON.parse, and I have to give the stringified result. Then I will get the object as it is. That is this one. Okay. So next exercise is we are going to replace the value in the object. So let I in a person, if I go, and person of y, where I will get person of e number, person of e name, person of location. Na? So if the person of I means if the person of e name, which is nothing but John, then I want to convert it to the Raghu. Then here person of I am converting to the Raghu. Then I will get the result as e name as some Raghu, e number 101, location Bangalore. Okay. So this will be the result. So here it is like so how to create an empty array or empty object, and how to give the entries for that empty object, and also how to access the particular object or with the key, and how to create an object, and how to iterate the object and get the key and values from the object, and also how to get only keys from the object, and how to get only values from the object, and how to stringify the object. So how to stringify the particular object means to convert the object to the string, and again how to convert the again stringified object to the general object, that is json.parse, and also how to replace the values inside the object. So these are the different exercises we have saw. This is very important, and even this is like mostly used. Okay, so if let us see, like let x is equal to or this string json dot stringify. So if you give this one and just give the object, pass the object e number colon sum 201. So it will give you the stringified way how it is. And again, if you want to convert, I told again, I am telling json dot parse. If I go for here json dot parse, this is nothing but console is nothing but JavaScript compiler only. So here again it will convert to the object. So, and if we want to get the particular keys from the object dot keys, object dot keys, and where I am going to give here, so it will give me the employee number. So I am giving here a name, and it is nothing but some Krishna. So where we can able to find the keys of them. So if I want to get only values, so I can use object dot values. Okay, so where I will get only the values here. Okay, so next, the next is like we can go for the next exercise, that is about functions. Functions is also a very important topic. So in the functions, what is we can able to reuse the statements again and again. Functions are used to call the reusable statements in a program. So what is the general syntax of the function is function name, and also statements. Okay, so this is the way how we can able to call the function, or we can able to declare the function and write the statements. That is just a syntax, and without calling the function, the statements will not get execute in the function. Means if you want to execute the statements inside the function, you have to call this function, else it won't execute these statements. So how to call the function is, to call the function, we have to give function name of some parenthesis. So it will give us we are going to call this particular function. So next one is function can return array, object, value, number, and also string. It can return any of these types. And also we can call the function n number of times in the program. There is no any restriction. And also functions are only in scope of the same program. Suppose if I declare this function in this program, I can't able to access it outside this program. So I can able to access within the same program only. Okay, so here I have function add. So let a is equal to 10, b is equal to 20, c. Let us see c is equal to a plus b. return C. This is a simple function where the addition is happening inside. This function is returning the value C. So I will get the result as 30. So if I call this function, so as we have mentioned, like function name, and also parenthesis. So like that, I am going to call the function and assigning the value to the res or res. So now the value of this res is nothing but 30. So I will get the same, like if I go for the part 9, I will get the value which is nothing but 30. So this is a simple function. So let us see what is a parameterized function. So parameterized function is a function where we are not going to declare any variables. We are declaring the variables within the parameters only. And also we are using those parameters within the function. So if I have two parameters and if I try to pass more than two parameters or less than two parameters, this function call will fail. Always if I have two parameters here, a comma b, means I can only pass these two parameters only with for my function. So I have here let res res calculation calc where I am calling this function, but I am calling 20 comma 2. So this a will be sitting mapped to the 20, b will be mapped to the 2, then 20/2, then the value is actually 10. So like that 100 divided by 50 to 625 divided by 25, 25. That will return to us. Finally, if I see the console.log for all these three, I will get like 10, 2, and also 25. So next, just write a small function to calculate salary, PF, tax, professional tax, where his salary is 10,000, PF is 500, tax 500, professional tax 200. So if I call this function, I should get the output as 11,200. That is his total salary, gross salary. Okay, I should get this as the output. So you can try for this assignment. Okay. So yeah, this is all about a simple and parameterized function and also the objects. These two are very important. Mostly we will play with the functions, and also in real time also object and functions are most important. Okay, then then we have one more exercise, that is so we have one more exercise, that is actually fetch. So what this fetch will do, it will do the API call. So what is meant by an API? API means API is a, just like on text, it is a medium to communicate towards the other system. Okay, fetch is used to call, and if there is a fetch method in the JavaScript, what it will do, it is used to call an API. API means application programming interface. API means application programming interface. Means through this API we can able to communicate between different applications. So here I have an Ajax call will be there is an Ajax call within the JavaScript. So it is like asynchronous JavaScript syntax. So what it will do? It will go and communicate to the other system. That kind of call is called as Ajax call. Ajax calls uses internally XML HTTP request method. So through this method only we can connect towards the different applications. But what we will see from the user or the coder perspective, he will see only this fetch method. But internally, what is happening is internally one Ajax call will happen. In Ajax call, they will have this XML HTTP request. Through this XML HTTP request, we are going to connect to the other application. So API is used to connect to the data sources like JSON, XML, SQL, and also Excel. So it can communicate towards the different application data sources. And also API will be in the format of general API. It will be in the format of fetch URL dot then res and some response data. This is general syntax of the fetch call. This fetch call came from ES6. Earlier, they were using Ajax call only. They were not using Ajax call means this method they were using. So they have kept this method within this fetch and wrote the program in the JavaScript. So we have to call only this fetch call and we have to give the URL and we have to capture the response. That's it only we want to do. So let us think I am having this API, dummy API here. So let me show you here. So this is a dummy API which is having some array of objects. So it is having, if you see, so this total data is actually, let me show you this data.json. Okay, this is the data which was there in the API. So which is having array of objects. This is a totally one single array, but in this array we are having different objects, if you see. So each object is having 4 keys and 4 values. They are uniform: name, price, image, and also type. Okay. So if I want to access this baked beans, what I want to do? I want to go for the array. I want to go for the 0th index and I want to call this name. Then I will get this baked beans. Okay. So this API is, I just showed you this the structure of this API, how it is looking like. So this API we are going to call in our program. So how to call is through the fetch method. So here I have API will be, okay, here I have fetch and I am going to have here the total link. Whatever the link is there, that is the total link is there here. So I am assigning this to the one variable. Okay, so fetch URL, this part is completed. Okay, so I am taking that part. Dot then response. We can give response or res or whatever it is. So and this is arrow symbol. This is an arrow function. I will tell one more time also with the arrow function. This is the general syntax we have to follow. Within this arrow function only, we can get the particular response. This then block is going to start here and it is going to end here. Again, one more then block is there. There are 2 then blocks. If this response not okay, means if there is some error, then it has to show some error response. It has to capture the status. If not, it has to I mean return the JSON response. So if okay, it has to take the JSON response. So dot then again JSON console.log JSON I am giving. So I will show you this result. This is part number 9. So let me go to the inspect here and part 10, I think part 10. So this is like first initially this response is there now. What is captured in this response means it will have all the information about the API. These are who has written all of this. These are all written by the backend people who implemented the API. Who implemented this API? Who will implement this API? Backend people. For example, Java, .NET, Python. They will implement this API. So I found it in the net, a dummy API. From there, I am just reading the data. So whoever calling this API, they will get all this response, all this whatever I showed you, or they will get body used, headers, okay, redirected, status, type, URL, what kind of URL it is. All this information has been captured. If not okay means false. Okay, that's what. If not okay means it is going to show the error. If it is okay, means the currently status is 200, which is nothing but in the API language, 200 is nothing but success. And it will return the particular response. Okay. And also here dot then JSON I'm giving console.log JSON. It will give me the JSON of that baked beans, hot dog, everything, whatever there here, everything I will get into here as an array. So I can able to play with this array. Okay. So just like so if I want here, let this data I am giving. Initially, I am not giving anything. I am giving some empty array. Okay. So here res data dot you know copy or we can go for copy within or can assign it otherwise. Okay, or we can push also. We can push the entries of the particular JSON. So here console.log where I'm having this rest data. So again can find JSON. Okay, this JSON is there now. Test data is equal to JSON I can give. And now what will be the value of this rest data? That whole JSON that will be coming for us. So okay, I will just put it here. Okay, we will get the all the rest data. So where we will get the entire output actually. Yeah, this is about how can we capture the JSON or this the particular API response. Okay, so yeah, this is all about. So any questions in this, and also functions and also objects. Ravi, ఏమన్నా questions ఉన్నాయా?
లేదన్నా సార్, చూడాలి సార్, చేస్తుంది సార్, చూస్తే సెట్ అవుతుంది.
Okay. So I will stop this.